It is the Wrestling Informer. We are back. It is a Thursday this week because we have Elimination Chamber going on, and it's actually not too far away. So if we were to do this on a Friday with a special that we're going to do, it'll be on the YouTube channel of the Dirty Sheets, where we will get you the whole entire preview of the Elimination Chamber. It would have been a little too close to the time, so we will be doing that the day earlier. We're going to be giving you some rundown and some notes and some inside info. That's what the Informer is. I am Cab Manning. I am from the WrestleLingus show, the Lingus Mafia podcast, whatever the hell else I do. And you can find all my nonsense at Lingus Mafia. I am with your number one source for wrestling news. That is the Muslim you love to hate. That is Mr. Billy Body. Are you Muslim, by the way? Or you're nothing, really?
Nothing, really. My dad is.
Yeah, I was going to say.
My dad is, but I mean, since he got divorced, he's not really following it as much either.
Yeah, it's in name on, like I'm a Catholic, but, you know, whatever.
It's a weird one. It's a weird one. A lot of Muslims have these rules, and obviously there's all rules to all religions. But
yes, it's Santa Claus.
It's like he'll drink, but he won't eat pork. And it's like, well, you have to do all of them. You can't pick and choose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a weird one because, like, he doesn't gamble and he won't eat pork, but he will drink. So he's justified that. He's justified that to himself. I mean, he doesn't drink heavily, but I mean, just drinking is drinking.
Sure.
So, but that's the same thing. It's the same thing with a lot of Muslims. Even if you go like to, somewhere like Dubai, where obviously that's become a big destination, Dubai, Saudi, all these fucking Arabs and these sheiks, they're having a drink with these, these white girls that are going over, these escorts. There's obviously a social culture, and they just see drinking as the one that they want to ignore. It's like, yeah, let's just ignore that one. We'll also like, have relations outside of our marriage. Although I don't know about that. I don't know if that's a rule, because there's a rule.
It's no ass fucking. I know that.
We can have multiple wives, but I think maybe they have to be wives. But I don't think cheating is allowed. And then there's but pork is the one the pork is the one that they don't do. Like, nobody does that one.
Like, why? Like, they find that to be like it's a dirty animal? Is that what the whole thing is?
I think it's that, but I also think it's the easiest one to stick to.
They don't know how good bacon is?
Well,
and hot dogs?
To be honest, I'm not. Even that one, like, I do that one because I'm not really into bacon. So,
really? Oh, man. That's the good stuff, too.
The English bacon and American bacon is completely different as well.
Yeah, probably. You're probably better off to not be into it, I mean, it's...
Our bacon's more
meaty.
Our bacon's more meaty, whereas yours is kind of crispy and just like more... No, they're both fatty. I mean, it's the same bacon. They're just cooked differently, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Some people cook it where it's, like, very loose, and then some do the nice crisp, thing to it. And there's little tricks on how to do it too. Like, I saw somebody, they were putting a little bit of flour on it, and that absorbs all the grease, and then it becomes very crispy that way. So, get me fucking hungry.
It's not a good piece of meat to me. It's just a salty, like a salty, fatty little bit of meat. I don't see the appeal.
Yeah, I mean, it's good with a sandwich or something too, or on a burger.
If I want a sausage, I can get beef sausage, or chicken sausage, turkey sausage. So I'm not bothered. That's an easy one. Even I could stick to that one, but I don't. I mean, I eat anything that I want to eat. Like, I eat a lot of ribs. Like, I eat a lot of spare ribs. So
yeah, they do the all beef hot dog, stuff like that, which Vienna beef for Chicago and all that good stuff. But we are going to get to a few things. We have a few stories actually for you guys. We're giving you the free.
Quickly, let me just reiterate that the Elimination Chamber's on YouTube.
Yep.
And also, I will be doing a video on YouTube on my own this week that I intended to do. And I'm just basically going to run through some historical occasions where the WrestleMania plans became very messy, because obviously this year there's a lot of criticism, but I believe that it is coming together. I believe what we ended up with, or what we will end up with, still generates a level of excitement. So I do believe it is fixed, but there have been occasions where it hasn't been fixed, or that we just ended up with something completely different that we looked to be getting at one point. So I mean, I'm talking about WrestleMania 8, WrestleMania 9, WrestleMania 10 as well. WrestleMania 25 was a complete mess. WrestleMania 22. There's loads of examples. I'll run through some of the main ones. I just wanted to sort of talk about that on video, because I mean, the one way of looking at this would be like, wow, Triple H is now really feeling the pressure of being on his own. He's really feeling like what WrestleMania is like when, you know, this changes and that changes. And it's actually not. I mean, his Mania 6 months ago, or even four months ago, sorry, was even 6 months ago, was just Drew winning the belt and Cody having his rematch. And it looks like he'll get back round to the Drew thing. It looks like he'll get back round to his entire Mania, actually, other than The Rock and Roman doing a tag. But actually, there's a bit of news on that at the end of the show. So I will talk about the Rock situation, what's planned moving forward. But yeah, I'm going to do a video talking about some of the history. I know some people like the historical stuff, especially when I can do it off the top of my head, which I will do. I'll literally just whack that record button and just remember all the times they fucked up WrestleMania. It comes to me pretty easy. So I mean, 13's another one. The one you went to. That was not.
The one I think is the worst one fucking ever, except for one match. Let's get into something when we're about 7 minutes into the show. We're giving people about 10 minutes.
An interesting thing for another show in the future, because I've been to 15, 16 Manias now. I can't remember exactly how many, but I would like
brag.
Run. I like to run from my list, and I would like to see if I could only go to 10 and I could get the money back for 6. What ones would it be? And I would want to see how many of those I'd swap out for yours. Obviously, it's not a show; it's a conversation that we can have. But we'll have it on the dirty sheets, because this is the Informer. So next week, I'll talk about the Manias I've been to, and I will actually tell you how many Manias I would swap for yours.
Wow!
Just to see that one match.
Jesus!
Just to see that one match. I think it would be a lot.
So let's get into this, because we're going to give people only a little bit here on the free side, and they will want to subscribe to either thedirtysheets.com, which is for the Android people who want to listen to the show, or just on your Apple podcast, you could hit a subscribe button and be able to get into all the shows that we do here. And first story is going to be about new contracts that have come up. Why don't you, there's a few of them here, so let's go through the first.
Yeah, I feel like we'll get onto the stories. It's a good thing you didn't promote where else you're going to be talking this week, because I don't want to give them any kind of hike.
The funniest thing is, because I'm third on their network, and I said, you know, I'm fighting between 4th and 3rd place, and I said, who's the other one? And they said, it's the show I'm doing right now. And I said, good, I'm going to sabotage this fucking show. So... But people should hear it, Billy, because I put you over on this show multiple times. Nobody will fucking tell me what to say anywhere. You will not tell me. They will not tell me. So when I want to say something, I say something. And I said, you should be on that fucking show that I was doing, because you would be the best on that show. And they agreed. They did. But we also said you need to know how to let the other people talk on that show, because there's a lot of people talking. But also, who should be at the... I don't want to give everything away that I said about you, because people need to fucking listen, obviously. But who should be at those press conferences, the fake press conferences for wrestling? First person who should be there. That's right. I don't shy away, Billy. I don't shy away. People asking, oh, if they had a falling out or this and that. And I said, no, I do a fucking show with him. And I think Disco asked that the other day on the show. Do they still do? Because I thought they recorded. I'm like, yeah, if I could record. I go, I fucking record with who I fucking want to record with. Nobody tell me.
Well, why did he say? What did he say that? Why did he say that?
It was on actually the YouTube clips. I accidentally ran across it, and it was like the end of a show, and then like they said one thing when they were doing plugs that led into more of a show. That's why it was a clip. But he said Cav is going to be on this show this week on the Get My Go, right? So he said, "Oh, Cav's going to be on there," and they were like, "Oh, has he had a falling out with Billy?" He said, "No, he still does a show with him." So I even addressed that on the show. I said, "Yeah, he was pissed when he first fucking heard it, and he said I can't do a show with you after football," and I fucking ignored it. And the next day we did a fucking show. So I go, I do what the fuck I want, and I'm like, yeah, and I say what I fucking want. And I said, I don't say anything to anybody else that I wouldn't say to your fucking face, which I have said a billion times, everything to your face, where I even said what we talked about last week, where we were saying, what did they expect from you? And I said, yes, when you have a pet scorpion and it fucking stings you, what do you fucking expect? He is who he is, and you need to know to accept who he is and take him for what he is. So that's what I've always said about you.
I don't know how to take that, but yeah.
Well, we've said this a million. You said it yourself the other week, where you said, "What do they expect?" You have to know you know what to expect with you. If you're going to say what you say about people or whatever, you know what you're going to say about people. So if you know that going in, don't be fucking shocked and offended when you fucking do these things. You knew ahead of time. You know, don't tell me, oh, I can't believe you fucking, you called somebody a fucking name. Well, fuck, I know you fucking do that. I know this going in. I'm not like, fuck, I didn't know I was recording with this person. Fuck, you fucking know.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, if you put it that way, yeah.
100%. You know me. You know what the fuck I do on my stupid fucking show. So the people that grep their pearls, those are the ones who don't want us to fucking do things. That's for fucking sure. And there's a lot we're going to talk about on that fucking YouTube show, because we're going to be screaming about a couple fucking snowflake people that clutch a... I fucking was so hot today listening to some shit, and I can't wait to go off on the YouTube show.
Yeah, I almost just stumbled into that conversation right now, so I'll hold back. Yeah.
We're already 12 minutes in, so there goes the 10 free minutes. So do the first part of the contracts, and then we will go over to the Patreon side.
Yeah, so there have been new WWE contracts signed in the past month. Now, I just want to state the same thing I stated on DS Breaking News. I used to know every single in and out of the contract. It was so easy. It's 3-year deals or 5-year deals, or some guys were renewing every year. Dolph Ziggler, Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan. So it was all changed. COVID. I think I've mentioned this before, but you're new. This is quite interesting. COVID invalidated every single contract at the WWE. Reason being is because nobody from the independent contractor side managed to reach their minimum date requirement. Not a single person. So because of that reason, WWE had no obligation to uphold their side of the deal, because they could obviously have said to everyone they wanted to release, and they did utilize that clause to release more people than ever, if you recall. They could say, look, we're not getting anything out of this.
That's a little shitty on my end, I'm thinking, because it's like, if I'm an employee, not my fucking fault you don't schedule fucking other events. I'm available. And now years of my fucking career are like invalid. I'm only getting charged the Mondays and Fridays because of them. And it's like, it's only taking 2 days off of my contract per week.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There was no COVID clause in there. Yeah. So that is what it was. I mean, all it basically stated was that, I mean, there was nobody even really knew what a pandemic really was before then. So, yeah, I mean, WWE contracts protect the WWE. That's not a surprise. But they did utilize that. But also at the same time, they renegotiated with a lot of people. and that's why it's a little bit messy. As I said, I used to have not a spreadsheet because that's just nerdy, but I did have it in my notes in my phone, like when major contracts were up for renewal, and when and how much money they were getting as well, or how much money people believed they were getting from what I was told, and who had buses and perks like that. So yeah, it's a little bit out of sync at the moment. Like for the first person that we talk about now, Charlotte Flair, her renewal for me wasn't actually due until 2022 was supposed to be her renewal. So I don't know whether there had been a significant injury or sorry, what am I talking about? We're talking about Charlotte, not some. Sorry, we're talking about Charlotte Flair. Yeah,
You did say Charlotte.
her. I did say Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Sorry. Yeah, her renewal was supposed to be in 2026. So she would have she re-signed a new deal in 2016, and that was after she just was given the same deal as Sasha and Becky coming in, but immediately her deal was improved and her years were extended to 5. And that expired in 2021, which we remember there's a lot of people saying, oh, is she going to go AEW? Is she going to go and work with her boyfriend? No, she didn't. And now, out of the blue, right at the start of 2024, she got a brand new deal 2 years early, according to my calculations. So I don't know why that was, whether it was just a case of Kika wanted to go through and renew certain deals or reevaluate certain deals, or maybe because of the thing with her husband, she wanted a shorter deal because 3-year deals are an option. But as I said, I wasn't privy to a lot of information during that time because people were renewing it at weird times. Like Matt Riddle was one which caught me completely off guard because he got a new deal for 5 years, which didn't obviously see out, just out of the blue, just in the middle of an existing deal. So these are the weird type of things that were going on. But anyway, now she has got a new deal, and I'm very, very strongly believe it will be a 5-year deal, and it will run till 2029, and that's pretty much a cert. And it comes with a tour bus and the perks that Becky Lynch has. I don't think it's as much money because I believe Becky Lynch makes north of $1 million, but Charlotte has 7 figures plus merchandising, and that's another area where Becky's going to be significantly richer. So I do genuinely believe that Becky Lynch makes double the money of Charlotte, even with Charlotte having this new contract. The interesting thing is that this is the exact deal that Sasha Banks asked for. It's exactly the same. One downside guarantee with a tour bus, and the same number of dates, with 75 date minimum on there, which is Charlotte's not going to work that this year. So she's probably going to get $1 million for staying at home because it's the guarantee. So yeah, I mean, I guess when the discussions were brought about, when they wanted to know what Sasha Banks wanted, and they asked them who else actually has this deal, and Triple H told them nobody other than Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch has ever had this deal. Not even Bayley has renewed for the deal that Sasha wanted, and Bayley was a contract that was genuinely up. So I wonder, not really a favors nations thing like what Nash and Hall had, but whether it was a case of, oh, right, okay, so maybe we should be paying Bayley, maybe we should give this to Bayley when her contract comes up because she has been a loyal employee, and Bayley did get it. And then they said, well, if we're giving Bayley this, how can we not give this to Charlotte? So this is all speculation on my part. I don't know why Bayley and Charlotte's deals renewed at exactly the same time. I would assume it was looking across and saying, if we give Bayley this, we have to give Charlotte this. And should we? And this is even more embarrassing for Sasha because she was not valued the same as these two people because she walked. Mm-hmm. So whereas Bayley got her $1 million in a bus and Charlotte got her $1 million in a bus and Bayley got the Royal Rumble win to go alongside it, who Sasha was asking for the same money, thinking that it would be all the 4 horsewomen would be paid the same. She was the one where they turned around and said, "You left. You can't come back on this money."
Mhm.
And there's no statistical figures for ratings or merchandising or anything to state that you can. The irony is there isn't the numbers there for Charlotte or Bayley, and the numbers also are not there for Bianca. When Bianca's contract comes up for renegotiation in 2 years' time, in 1 year's time, on April 1st, 2025, then she doesn't have any of that background behind her either. But I absolutely guarantee you that Bianca will get everything that these girls got. So this was really a case of, hey, you walked, well, you come back on what you left, or you come back on a little bit more, and maybe we can do something on the dates. But they were not giving her a bus. So Sasha Banks didn't re-sign on the basis of a bus that has been given to Bayley and Charlotte. So there's a lot of fucking buses now in this company.
There is a lot of fucking buses, it seems. It's like, Jesus Christ. And that is the reason she chose not to go, because of not getting a bus. Did she get a bus from AEW then?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what her deal is. I know that she has signed her contract from AEW begins on March the 1st, and she will debut on March the 13th in Boston. And I would imagine, I don't think buses are given out there because there isn't the same schedule. But I do believe that she would have been compensated money-wise, and she would have been given south of $1.5 million, because Jade Cargill was offered $2 million to stay. And I would imagine that Sasha has at least 1.5. So it's compensated by that, because, you know, the offer of $750,000 from WWE was doubled by Tony Khan. Of course it was, because why wouldn't he just pay for something double for something that's not worth it? Because that's what he does. On the other side, on the opposite side of things, Jade Cargill turned down $2 million to take $750,000 a year.
You see, it's because you could be bigger. You could make way more.
Yeah, she's not taking. But for a guarantee, she's not even taking. She's not like half where she goes, oh my god, she moved for half the money.
Yeah,
it's like I'll do some quick maths, but it's like 40% of the money, or even less than that.
I guess also because her husband has millions from baseball, so you're not like, I need to fucking get this, so, you know, in case of anything, and I'm done for life. And this, it's like, it's almost could be like a side job. She doesn't. This is her hobby almost, if she wants it to be. She doesn't have to do much. If you're in charge, who are you giving more money to, Jade or Sasha? I think it's pretty clear for me.
Jade.
Oh, I'm giving it to Sasha.
No, see, I think there's more.
I see. I'm paying for already being known, and I'm paying for actually quality too, because there's no need for the training involved. Like, Jade needs the work and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm giving Jade money on both sides, because Jade's my homegrown star, and they're criticized for not making those, and when they do, it's fucking losers like Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy. So I'm trying. I mean, MJF's the one success story. We're actually going to talk about him the other side of once we enter into the paywall. And the other factor is that there's no upside with Sasha. Like, we've seen her on WWE television, we've seen her pushed and exposed, and she's not selling merchandise. She's not moving ratings. She's a fucking PR disaster. Jade Cargill isn't. We'll really see what Jade's worth is with the WWE marketing machine behind her. The marketing machine behind Sasha Banks is not worth anything.
That's the problem.
Because Sasha Banks is a fucking moron who can't be trusted. Who can't be trusted to go and do media, which is the reason why she's not trusted. First of all, she doesn't have the Flair name, and she doesn't carry herself like Bayley. Like, she's a disaster.
It's also like, it's 100% too with who's backing either one of them. Like, Sasha would be more of a star in WWE, and Jade would be more of a star in WWE, and, you know, so it's where you're at is where you're going to make it, because I don't think if they put money into Jade in AEW, it wouldn't matter. They don't train anybody. It would be, she would be learning on the fly, learning on television, which is not a good fucking thing. So that is, I think, half the battle. Let's go over to the other side, Billy, and talk about these other contracts. You were talking about MJF. So if people want to hear, you would go to thedirtysheets.com for your Android users, right here on Apple for anybody else that wants to hit the subscribe button and go for it. If you want to hear our preview for Elimination Chamber and us yelling about other people in the industry, which I'm going to lose my fucking mind from when we're going to be talking about Velveteen Dream, and we're going to be talking about Cena, what he said about Vince, because I want to hang a couple people that are grabbing their fucking pearls from that too. So make sure you go follow us over there on YouTube. And otherwise, we will be back here next week for you. Follow Dirty Sheets X on X, follow at Lingus Mafia, and follow at Lock Betting X, all on X. We'll see you on the flip side.